The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
Debbie, you're wearing glasses.
Yes, I am.
You are?
I
Are
am.
they for,
yes, for reading.
Just for reading?
Yes, on occasion. Sometimes I need them more in the morning. Later,
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Later in the day, my eyes seem to work better. Same as me.
Okay, fine. Today we're talking about women, and apparently a new survey says they criticise themselves too much. Do you do that to yourself? Do you give yourself a hard time?
Actually, I think I do. I'm really working against that, though, trying to be more my best friend and not nagging myself to be better, do better, be more.
Do you think generally women do
I think
criticise themselves more than men?
Yes, I think it's endemic in society. Women really do criticise themselves, and I think it's to do with we're bombarded, aren't we, by images of perfection, and it's really hard if you feel you have to live up to that.
And particularly when you're dating, you need to be confident, don't you?
Yes, so it's better to start being kinder to yourself, be nice to yourself, say things that you would say to your best friend, and nurture yourself so that when you go on a date, you feel good about yourself.
Okay, so let's hear from Zoe Griffiths, and she's from Weight Watchers, and they actually did the survey.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
We wanted to explore what kind of relationship people were having with themselves, to kind of show a mirror up to people about how they're feeling. So we asked over 2,000 women across the whole of the UK about their relationship with themselves, and I think the results that we found were quite worrying, that women criticise themselves at least 8 times a day, and 85% of them would like to be kinder to themselves. And I think that there's lots of other stats included in the research, but it showed a real strong theme that women are tending to be very unkind to themselves.
And what do you think seems to be to blame for this self-criticism amongst women? What can we do to try and curb it?
Well, once we'd undertaken the research and seen these results, we really wanted to take it a step further and say, well, why is this happening, to try and understand it a bit better. So we brought together a whole host of experts across psychology, body image, sociology, and we asked them why women are feeling like this. And whilst there's been huge advancements in terms of opportunity and choices for women, there's also been accompanying new pressures with these other gains, and the experts spoke about 3 main themes around our culture and society that are fueling this unkindness habit that we have, which is all around our visually driven culture, our always on pace of life, the fact that traditional 9-to-5s are a thing of the past, and although we're always connected, we're not necessarily connecting with people on a real level. And ceaseless competition in today's society, which makes women feel like they have a pressure to have it all. And all of these things are kind of gathering a storm of negativity that fuels and encourages women to be more self-deprecating than they should be.
Wow, so it's quite extreme stuff. Is there any...
Yeah, it's quite shocking.
Are there any tips that you can give on how women can feel better about themselves in this new climate?
We have. I mean, we didn't conduct this research and understand a bit more without, coupling that with advice, because at Weight Watchers we're all about empowering people to make positive changes. So first and foremost, we have changed our whole approach. We've become much more holistic, and not just about what you eat and drink, but about the relationship you have between your mind and body, with the goal to make you a stronger, happier, healthier person. But aside from that as well, we've also invented some what we're calling kindness hacks. And there's 6 really achievable ways to kind of short-circuit this unkindness habit that we've built. And they can all be accessed if you search #womankind, where you can see all the research, the cultural report that I've just spoken about, and then all of these tips to try and change this behaviour and become more positive and a bit kinder to yourself.
That was Zoe Griffiths. So go to that, what she mentioned, and get those tips.
Yeah, I'll be doing
but
that.
I mean, that's quite interesting, actually, the whole thing, isn't it? Because
Yes.
we know somebody who we're not going to name for obvious reasons, but
Yes.
he's very, very critical of women.
Yes.
You know, she's a bit too fat, she's a bit too thin, she's not good looking enough. But
Look
the
what
point
she's
is,
wearing.
yeah, she don't like her hair, on it goes. But the point is, if you look at him, he's slightly overweight. He's not got the best hair going on. His fashion sense needs a lot to be desired. So it's sort of strange how he can criticise the women without sort of really looking at himself. And I think a lot of men do that. I mean, you mentioned about the building site, didn't you?
Yes, when you, it's less now, but when you walk past a building site and people who are maybe not demigods themselves are either hurling abuse or making personal comments, and you do tend to think, actually, maybe a good look in the mirror would tone down your arrogance, maybe.
Yeah. So the thing from this really is, I think men need to sort of look at themselves
Yes.
before they start criticising.
Yes, but
women,
everybody essentially needs to be kinder to themselves.
particularly women.
Particularly women. I think that is the habit that we've definitely got into, not being kind to ourselves. We've got to end that, be kind, and also kind to everyone.
Yeah.
How about that?
Don't criticise yourself 8 times a day.
No.
Just do it 4.
Okay. I've got to get more organised.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.